Welcome everyone, this is The Average Gamer, coming to you through the power of YouTube today. And today's video I'd like to discuss some fixes and updates that I'd like to see come into Guns of Boom. And there's going to be a couple obvious ones, especially in the fixes. This is just the things I'd like to see personally. This is in no way, something that I'm sure other people have definitely talked about these issues, and they obviously have, but these are all just really personal opinions. And I'm going to start with what I think needs to be fixed, and I'm just going to touch on two things that are bugging me the most, and I'm sure there's other things that need to be actually fixed, but these are the two that get me the most. First is lag. I understand this was the long weekend for Easter long weekend. Likely the servers were bogged down with a lot of people being off and playing the game, but I suffer from lag on a daily basis, not near as bad as it was this weekend. I did get a couple matches in tonight and it was much better, but the game from Thursday night basically until Sunday night could not play. Was 100% unplayable. Like, there was no point even trying, and I did try. I lost like 400 trophies attempting to play. So definitely lag I'd like to see fixed. I'd like to see it be more consistent. The next thing I'd like to see fixed, which is super important to me, is matchmaking. I'd like to see them adjust the brackets. For instance, right now, once you hit 39, level 39, you're matched from players from level 39 to 49. I'd like to see that increase to 42. I think that's when you max out on your hit points as well. I'm not too sure, but I'd like to see it like the last bracket be from, or the second last bracket to be from 42 to 39, and then to 49. And then the 50 bracket, obviously. I like to see that change. I think that's an important change. And on the same topic of matchmaking, I like to see a change in the algorithm in terms of when you jump into a match that's already in progress. So when that happens, 99% of the time, you're going to be put on to the losing team because someone has dropped out because the team is losing. So you're in there to replace that missing person, help balance out the game and that match. And I understand that has to happen. But there are times, and it happens often to me, I don't know about others, but I'll get into a losing match, I'll finish that match, we'll lose because it was a losing battle to begin with, and then I'll start a new battle, and back to back I'll jump into another in progress match. I'd like to see that change so that if you jump into a match that's already in progress, I'd like to see it so that for at least 3 matches afterwards, or something like that, or at least 2, you're not going to be thrown into a match that's already in progress. Like, it's nice to go in. It's okay to jump into one to help balance it out, but to see it happen, and there's been times like 3 out of 5 matches I play, those 3 are matches already in progress, and that's pretty frustrating. So I'd like to see that change. Now on to some updates or some things that I'd like to actually see incorporated into the game. For like guns and armor and so on. I'd actually like to see more customization on guns. And what I mean by customizations, I mean modification. So what I'd like to see is, I'd like to see them, I'm stuttering now, like you to have the ability to maybe mod your gun so that they all don't have the same effect. So you can maybe, add a fire effect or a freeze effect to whatever gun you want. You buy the modification, you put it on. I'm not too sure if it would be a permanent one or if you'd be able to maybe, remove it and put another one on. Now, you wouldn't want to have a bunch of mods that are stacking, but even if you could have 2, and depending on the weapon, maybe the higher tiered, more expensive weapons, you can have more mods on them, maybe up to 3. So lower tier 1, mid tier guns 2 mods, and upper tier 3. It'll add a little bit of a diversity, I'd say, to the guns. And I'd like to see more guns. So I know they say there's over 50 weapons in the game. My biggest problem is once you hit level 34, you're basically going up against the same weapons: Porcupine, Juggernaut, Liquidator, things like that. I would like to see more end game weapons come out all across the board, including some dual wielding pistols. I would love some dual wielding pistols. I don't know about everyone else, but I would love to see that. Something about it. But yeah, so adding more weapons and adding those modifications that you can put on them would really help, I think. And you'd see more diversity in the matches, and you're not always facing the same guns with the same abilities. I don't know, just a suggestion. Whether it probably never happen, but hey, these again are just my personal thoughts and opinions on what I'd like to see in the game. And going in that same sort of area, I'd like to see the same done with armor. I'd also like to see more armor pieces added in. I'd like to see some gloves and maybe like different type of belts you can put on. But I'd also like the ability to add modifications to them, so it's not just the Panther Pants that give you speed. You can buy the Panther Pants to give you speed, but maybe you can mod them and add something else onto them. And same with everything else. So adding modifications and customizations onto the armor, but also adding more armor options to buy. As I said, gloves, belt, whatever, different stuff. Anyways, so you can use your imagination. I just would like to see that. So that's something I'd like to see. I don't know if there's anything else I think I would suggest. Oh, well, I'd like to have the ability to buy the skins. So I'd like to be able to just not have to rely on crates. If I want to spend $30 and buy a bunch of crates or just actually just buy the actual skins, just let me buy the costumes outright with some money. I would love to do that. It's not an option. And I'd also like to have the ability to see some flash sales on gold and gun bucks. Like a lot of other games will do a quick flash sale. I'd like to see that. And last but not least, I'd like to see more maps. I don't know, more diversity in maps, more frequent updates. I don't really feel we get enough changes. We don't get enough additions to the game to keep things fresh. It's, they put out the, Gobson Park, and then the other maps that they've had like the special event maps and stuff like that. But I'd like to see a new map pop up once in a while, even if it was every, I don't know, couple months, something like that. Anyways, guys, that is my suggestions. If you have any suggestions you'd like to see, drop them in the comment section below. I just wanted to keep this video short and sweet. I don't want to go any longer. I've rambled on enough. But if you like this video, smash the like button. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and leave a comment of anything you'd like to see in the comment section down below. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.